Yeah.
There being a quorum of the board members present, I call this meeting of the City of Fairfax School Board for the fiscal year 2022-2023 to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Section 22.1-72 of the Code of Virginia specifies that at its annual organizational meeting in July, a school board shall elect one of its members as chair and one as vice chair, and shall approve other appointments and designations of responsibility necessary for board operations during the year. So tonight, in my role as Chief Executive Officer of the school system, I have the pleasure and responsibility of presiding over the first part of this annual organizational meeting. You'll see on your agenda the actions the board must take to improve organizational arrangements and make appointments for the coming year are the first order of business for this meeting. At this time, I'll open the floor to nominations for chair of the City of Fairfax School Board.
Mr. Butler,
Yes.
I nominate Carolyn Pitches for the chair of the City of Fairfax School Board.
Second.
Carolyn Pitches has been nominated and second as chair of the City of Fairfax School Board by Mr. Buttram and Mr. Reitzel. Are there any other nominations? Seeing there are no other nominations, and Ms. Pitches has been nominated, all those in favor, say so by saying aye and raising your hand.
Aye.
That's unanimous. The motion carries by a 5-0 vote with all members present and voting. I'm pleased at this point, truly pleased at this point, to be turning over the meeting to Ms. Pitches, who will manage the remainder of our meeting.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Plattenberg. I will take nominations at this point for Vice Chair of the City of Fairfax School Board.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Ms. Sorensen.
I nominate Dr. Mitch Sutterfield as Vice Chair for the City of Fairfax School Board.
Second.
Second, thank you. Ms. Sorensen has nominated Dr. Sutterfield and Mr. Reitzel has seconded. Are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing no other nominations, the motion before the board is that Dr. Sutterfield be elected Vice Chairman of the City of Fairfax School Board. All those in favor of the motion signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
None are opposed. The motion is unanimous with a 5-0 vote. Okay, we will move on to announcement of changes in the agenda, and there are no changes to our agenda this evening and no other announcements. First item is to adopt the agenda. May I have a motion for that, please?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Mr. Reitzel.
I move to adopt the agenda as printed and distributed.
Okay, and second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Reitzel moved and Mr. Buttram seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. None are opposed, so the adoption passes unanimously. Okay, our next item on the agenda is the swearing in of our new superintendent, Mr. Jeffrey Plattenberg. I'd like to invite Susan Luckerman to the front. Ms. Luckerman is the Chief Deputy Clerk of the Fairfax County Circuit Court and will be conducting the swearing in this evening. Jeff, do you want to say a few words before we do the swearing in?
Well, it's certainly, thank you very much, Chairman Pitches. It's certainly an honor and a privilege to be in this position and to be able to serve not only the school board of the City of Fairfax Schools, but also the parents and community, and most importantly, the students. I look forward to doing that. I want to thank you for selecting me as your superintendent elected. And I also want to thank, I see Dr. Reed has joined us and Dr. Ivy from Fairfax County Public Schools, along with the members of the Regional Assistant Superintendent staff, Eric being here, and also school board member Elaine Tolan, and all the city council members. Your support is immeasurable, and it shows why this is such a great community. One that's based upon that familial environment. And I'd really like to thank my brothers, Craig, Eric, and Mike, and all of my nieces that are here, and most importantly, Jenny, as well as General Clapper for being here I want to thank you all for being here this evening in support and each and every one of you. And I look forward to serving, as I said, you, the community, and the students. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we, okay, school board members, why don't we, I know it's other dice, but we can go around
Sure.
the circle.
Okay.
Please raise your right hand. I, Jeffrey K. Plattenberg,
I, Jeffrey K. Plattenberg,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as the superintendent for the City of Fairfax School Board,
as the superintendent for the City of Fairfax School Board,
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our next agenda item is the annual school board organization. Mr. Buttram, would you like to read the agenda item into record?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The agenda item is recommendation that the school board authorizes organizational arrangements and appointments as follows. 1, designate the first Monday of each month as its regular meeting dates for October, November, and December of 2022. February, March, May, and June of 2023. The regular meeting for September of 2021 and January and April 2023 will be held on the second Monday. The board does not meet in August. Work sessions will be held on the third Monday of each month for the 2022-2023 school year, with the exception of January and February 2023. For the months of January and February 2023, the work session will be held on the fourth Monday. If during the year the regular meeting date or work session date falls on a holiday, the respective meeting or work session will have to be rescheduled. In those instances, it shall be the responsibility of the division superintendent to inform the school board. 2, set the salary of the board members at $4,600 per annum and that of the chair at $5,600 per annum. Number 3, appoint Susan Wiskowski, clerk of the City of Fairfax School Board. Number 4, retain John Kafferke to provide general legal services. 5, establish a rotation schedule for the superintendent and school board members to attend the Fairfax County School Board regular monthly meetings. This schedule will start with the superintendent and follow with the school board members in alphabetical order. Appoint Toby Sorensen as liaison to Fairfax County School Board. Number 6, appoint John Buttram and alternate Carolyn Pitches to serve on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. Number 7, appoint Mitch Sutterfield as the City School Board Delegate to the VSBA Convention and Toby Sorensen as the alternate delegate. Number 8, appoint Mitch Sutterfield. Correct. Appoint Bob Ransel and Toby Sorensen as the City of Fairfax School Board Legislative Liaison.
Yeah.
Appoint Carolyn Pitches and Toby Sorensen as representatives to the Washington Area Boards of Education, WABE. Number 10, appoint Brenda Silva Torma as the City of Fairfax Schools representative to the Fairfax County Public Schools Health Advisory Committee, SHAC member. Appoint Kate Herman as the City of Fairfax Schools representative to the Fairfax County Public Schools Facilities Planning Advisory Council. Number 12, appoint Darcy Aquadella as the City of Fairfax Schools representative to the Fairfax County Public Schools Advisory Committee for Students with Disabilities member. Number 13, appoint Amy Chase as the City of Fairfax Schools representative to the Fairfax County Public Schools Advanced Academic Programs Advisory Committee. Number 14, appoint Mitch Sutterfield as a representative to the City of Fairfax Environmental Sustainability Committee. Number 15, authorize the chairman and the clerk to sign all legal documents for the board other than those requiring the signature of some other officer, and authorize the vice chairman to sign in the absence of the chair. Number 16, authorize the superintendent for the City of Fairfax Schools to execute official documents relating to state, federal, and local aid, as well as procurement and other documents that by policy or practice, the school board has authorized the superintendent to execute. Madam Chair, that concludes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Butler moved and Dr. Sutterfield seconded the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Members opposed, no members are opposed. The motion passes unanimously. Next, we have presentations to the school board. The item on the agenda is citizen participation, and we do not have anybody to speak this evening, nor do we have any public hearings this evening, so we're going to move on to our action items. Our first action item is the approval of the June 9, 2022 meeting minutes. The clerk has provided those meeting minutes, and is there a motion, Mr. Buttram? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Reinzel.
I move that the minutes for June 9, 2022 be approved as printed and distributed.
Okay, a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Reinzel moved and Mr. Buttram seconded. Minutes of the June 9, 2022 meeting minutes be approved as printed and distributed. No additions, no corrections. Okay, so being no additions or corrections, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Members opposed? No members are opposed, so the motion is unanimous. The second item on the agenda is the approval of the communications director contract, and I need a motion for that. Mr. Buttram.
Sure. I move the City of Fairfax School Board approve the employment contract for Carolyn Dorsey, Communications Director, which corrects and replaces the contract contained in the board motion from June 9, 2022.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Butcher moved and Ms. Sorensen finally got the second. The school board approved the employment contract for Carolyn Dorsey, Communications Director, which this contract will correct as stated and replace the previous contract from June 9th, 2022. Any changes, modifications?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just real quickly, just to note for the general public that the change in the contract merely is an editorial change for adding director instead of manager for communications, and adding in a paragraph on being able to accrue leave.
Okay, thank you. No additions or corrections, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No members are opposed, so the motion is unanimous. We'll move on to superintendent's matters. Mr. Plattenberg, do you have any superintendent's matters?
Just actually a few, just that we had a great 4th of July experience with the community. I know many of you are probably going to speak to that. And then the retreat that we had this past Saturday was a resounding success, I believe, and a lot of good information that came out of that. I just want to thank Susan Wisconowski, Carrie Dorsey, Diego Wilson, and all of you for what I thought was robust strategic planning and also going through procedural things. It definitely helped me set the stage for my foray into, of course, going through my communication plan, my entry plan. I really appreciate the time that we spent together on Saturday. So thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Plattenberg. We're going to move on to board matters. Dr. Sutterfield.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to echo Mr. Plattenberg's praise and acknowledgement of our staff. That includes, not only Ms. Dorsey, Ms. Wisłokowski, Mr. Wilson, but all the others in the city that stand ready to help us. Mr. Tom Wood, for instance, and, Mr. Cafferty. Also, we had 2 superintendents here. We had the new one sworn in over here, and then we had Dr. Reed. We appreciate her dropping by to lend her support to our endeavors. And July 4th, July 5th, that was the spirit of the community. We've been knocked off stride, rattled a bit by COVID, but the fireworks went buzz, boom, bang, and the people showed up, and the parade was great. So
left with a warm feeling. It won't be my last 4th of July, but be looking forward to walking around there next year without any expensive wheels under me. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sutterfield. Ms. Sorensen?
Well, I too would like to welcome Mr. Plattenberg. We're really excited to have him here. Our retreat was, I thought, very successful. I really enjoyed it, and we are dialoguing and getting to know each other and what our needs of our schools are, which is great. So we just witnessed Mr. Plattenberg swearing in. Last week I attended the swearing in of Dr. Reed, and she actually came here tonight, which was wonderful. She seems like a very impressive leader, and I'm looking forward to creating a relationship with her for the city. July 4th parade was great. It was the first time my grandsons were there, so that was very exciting for me. I was at Fairfax High for a while today, and I just want everybody to know there's a lot of work going on there this summer. Work on the roof. For people who know, have always been many leaks, and hopefully this year will be a nice tight year for our roofing. The track's being worked on. They began some heavy-duty interior work today, and there's field work going on later in the summer. So summer stuff is going on for students and staff. Have a safe summer, and we'll see you back in September.
Yep. Sorry. Sorry. Mr. Fletcher.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank everybody who came out this evening to join us. It is usually a quiet meeting, but we were fortunate to have family and friends from Fairfax County and from the public schools and from our own council actually come out. That kind of attests to the importance of the evening and bringing Jeff on board and getting him finalized as a true superintendent, getting him, now we can start working. And then I just thought it was really good to have everyone come out in the time that they had and learn a little bit about your family and see the community involvement from the very beginning. So I think that's a very good thing. I want to thank the staff for everything they did and put together today and for the retreat. The retreat went very well. I thoroughly enjoyed it, learned things, and took away far too many action items. But I think it was a good retreat, and we got a lot of good information done, a lot of good things passed out. 4th of July went well. I was not around for it, but the fact we came back and everything's still here, it went very well. So I'm happy for that. Looking forward to a good summer, time to get a little bit of rest, relaxation, get ourselves ready to go for the fall. I'm actually looking forward very much to the fall. All the blinders are off, all the feathers are off. I think we're ready to dive in and start making good things happen and good school kind of things happen. So I'm looking
Summer
forward.
is barely started. Let's enjoy the summer.
You know,
We're going to enjoy the summer.
You know, this is the way I do things, right? This is my last chance. After the fun of the summer, we'll be well rested.
Yes, there you go. All right.
The rigor of the fall, and it's going to be a fun one. That's all I've got, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Have a nice summer.
Mr. Reinzel.
I just want to welcome Mr. Plattenberg. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's great to have you here, and I look forward to working with you over the next 6 months. It was nice to see everybody here. You know, one important thing to me in this meeting is the fact that, you know, we had representatives here from FCPS, from our city council. You know, our agreement, the school services agreement, is really a four-way agreement. So it's between, you know, our school board and the FCPS school board, and also between our city council and the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. So it really is a relationship that is strong and works, and we want to see that continue. And I'm glad, I think you're the right person to help us continue that relationship in an effective way. Obviously, the 4th of July festivities were great, and it was nice to see everybody that we saw and riding in the parade. It was a lot of fun this year, you know, doing my swan song in the 4th of July parade. And although my students, who are notably the only school board students left, are not looking forward to, you know, the end of summer yet. It's not that far away, and we're all actually going to be ready for a full regular school year if we can get through it. So, thank you, and that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. I also welcome you and congratulate you, Mr. Plattenberg. And thank everyone, all your family that came, and FCPS people and city officials, including the city manager. Thank them for coming this evening. Yes, it was a great parade. First time in 10 years that my daughter actually asked to come ride in the parade with me. I was not prepared for that. Usually I just tell, is it Mitzi, that no, nobody's riding with me. I just put the city school board student rep in my car, because otherwise I'm by myself. So that was a little bit of a shocker. I would like to thank Mr. Wilson for all his, not that you don't always help, but you know, this past weekend, and you've been doing a lot of overtime, so I will just thank you for that, and all the other people who are working on the facility projects in our buildings. I won't repeat anything else about the retreat and all that, so I am just looking forward to a little break.
Fine.
This summer that has just barely started. And we will resume our board meetings in September. So have a safe and fun summer.
I agree with that too.
I will adjourn this meeting at 8:07.